What is going on? Welcome to the Crew3 podcast. I was recommended with me this week. It's Ricky.
What up? It's me.
You might notice that it is currently daylight behind me for the video viewers. That is because we tried to record last night, and boy, I survived a storm. It was real spooky. I need to go see if I actually have a freeze frame of me just like, oh, as the lights.
The thing is, I really hope we did, because I got to watch your lights like flicker. Like when you cut out, all your lights were like brighter than normal.
Oh,
and you were like,
yeah.
It was great. It was like,
all right. I'll see what we salvage from that.
The light had taken you.
Yeah, this week we're gonna have kind of a chill week. We're just gonna talk about the last RC finally happened, so we know we definitively have all the RC results. So we're gonna kind of take a look at just generally the winners of all of them. I think it's actually really nice how diverse it is. There's only one repeated deck, and we'll talk about what that deck was here in a few minutes. Then you know what? Hey, we know that Pioneer is going to be winding down. That doesn't mean you have to stop playing events because there are some great promos up for grabs soon that we're going to talk about. And, you know, we keep getting asked questions all the time about what kind of supplies we like to use and things like that for all our events. So we're going to cover some of that. Viewers, I'll throw up some images when we're talking about stuff. But yeah, before that, I mean, all right, Ricky, we got some business to discuss here.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about how the One Ring is ruining all of Magic besides Pioneer.
Thankfully, so that's not allowed in Pioneer.
Thankfully, not allowed in Pioneer. Look, the Netflix trailer for One Piece dropped. Live action One Piece dropped.
Oh, yeah. It did.
Also, before that comes out, though, Netflix is getting the English adaptation of Thriller Bark finally.
The English Thriller Bark?
The English dub of Thriller Bark. They've been stuck in an Ennis lobby for however long, but they get Thriller Bark at the beginning of next month.
Okay.
Cool, Thriller Bark. Enjoy.
Thriller Bark? Jeez.
Yeah.
It's already got English, though. I've watched it in English.
It does, but it only goes up to Inez Lobby.
No. I've seen English Thriller Bark before.
Yeah. It just hasn't been on Netflix.
Oh, who cares about Netflix?
Yeah.
KissAnime.com, baby!
I'm still waiting for English One Piece to get moved over to Crunchyroll, because it's like they told me, don't worry, if you have Funimation, everything's going to move over. Just switch over to Crunchyroll, everything's getting moved over. Not One Piece. We got to move that over in batches over the next like 5 years.
It's a lot of RAM.
Yeah.
Think about all the servers, right? Think of all the terabytes of pieces that is, right?
The petabytes upon petabytes of One Piece.
Right. But is there a byte bigger than terabyte?
Yeah, you got petabytes.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
My favorite data storage size is the mebibyte.
That's not real.
Or there's also data storage that is a nibble. Do you want to know what a nibble is, Ricky?
I don't. But
it's half a byte.
Half a byte
is a nibble. That's real.
This is fake.
It's real.
This is lying to me.
No. Welcome to data science.
Oh my god. Anyways.
All right. Anyways, let's talk about the One Piece. The boat. Oh man, the boats look insane.
Yep, the boats look good. I don't like Mary's face.
It's fine.
It needs like eyes drawn on. It needs paint.
Yeah. It's also weird that the Navy, like, I get like the Navy ships are also CGI because like we see 5 seconds of Garp ship, because I'm assuming we're just going to add Garp earlier, so we get to see all like the Kobe Helmeppo stuff on the side, and Garp's going to kind of be our marine vehicle for a little bit.
Right. I'm glad we got to see the crap roof of the Bratier.
Yes.
You know, so Alvida's ship looked good. All the boats look good. Even like Shell Island looked really good.
Shell Island looks amazing.
I know they didn't build that. That's just CGI'd over an existing island. But
yeah,
the sets inside the Navy base look really good.
There's so many fun little details. Like in the bit of the fight against the Marines, like with Morgans that we see, like. You have Zoro using the blunt side of his blades because Luffy's like, yeah, don't kill these guys.
Right. We see the giant painting of
Morgan.
Yeah. Axe Hand Morgan, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's exciting. Zoro looks perfect.
Yes.
And we got shirtless Sanji.
Nami's wig could be a little better.
I don't know how Nami's red hair looks worse than Zoro's green hair, seeing as red hair is just
A
naturally,
natural, yeah,
yeah, that's a naturally occurring color. I'm pretty sure the actress had red hair in her like
yeah,
just just let her use regular red hair.
yeah.
Like,
Um, the scene of them all with their leg up on the barrel and
yeah,
Sanji's actor just full on straight legging it, like, oh, as regardless of whether or not like this is like a great adaptation, right? It's very clear that everyone involved in it, like,
right,
is going all out with what they're like they're
right,
dedicated to it.
exactly.
And also the fact that everyone kind of forgets that like Oda has money, so it's like Oda needs this to come out, and Oda signed off on everything. Oda
Right,
was like, I don't need this to be good. I have other. He's like, I already have it. It's good. Um, he doesn't like just need this to come out without it being good, right? So
right.
I also fun fact: this trailer used visuals from over a year ago, so things could look even better now. Like because the Lord of the Coast is looking a little iffy there.
King of the Coast.
Is it King of the Coast?
It's King of the Coast, and I will
Anyway,
not hear any differently. It's also
okay.
berries.
I will give you berries over bellies.
Yes, it's always been berries, and it's Enaru, not NL.
Okay. Um, I will say I agree with Mother's Basement in that next season when we get Chopper, I need Muppet Chopper.
Um, all that matters is they cast Jamie Lee Curtis as Dr. Crueha.
If they don't, it's a travesty, right?
Exactly. First, we have to get to another season. But as the best meme that the One Piece community has ever had is this weird soccer ad. Have you seen it?
No.
It's this weird soccer ad that says, "No matter anything, we'll be there."
Uh huh.
And people are just posting it. It's just like I don't even need to watch the trailer. Where whatever happens, I will be there. I will watch it.
We need to do like a watch party or something.
I'm telling you, I've stated it on Twitter. This just needs to be not unwatchable for me to like it.
No, for sure.
Like I went back, watched the Cowboy Bebop one. It's rough, but
Yeah.
I liked it. The
Hmm.
trailer for the Cowboy Bebop one was if the whole show was like the trailer was, I would have been like floored, right?
Yeah. God tier.
But I still think it wasn't bad. But like,
Hmm.
it's Cowboy Bebop and it wasn't perfect, so people were like, could take it
Yeah.
or leave it. But no, for One Piece, as long as it is watchable,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Look,
be a great time.
everyone freaking out about like why doesn't Sanji have the long nose, or why doesn't Usopp have the long nose? Why doesn't Sanji have the curly eyebrow? Like,
I
come
couldn't
on.
see Sanji's face long enough
He
to
doesn't
see
have the
the
eyebrow.
eyebrow.
Usopp doesn't have the nose. Luffy does have the scar though. It's like a little.
Luffy does have the scar, yeah.
Luffy does have the scar.
And all the outfits that they've shown so far are
Buggy's
from color
clown nose
sets.
is disgusting.
Buggy looked disgustingly terrifying.
I know. I really hope we just get like Rayman Buggy at some point still, where he just like his hands and a head.
I just want to see how they practical effect Claw Hador's stupid
The knife fingers.
the sword glove
Yeah.
because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like physics don't work like that. So I'm excited to see how they give him a sword hand.
Yeah. So where do you think we get through the entirety of East Blue?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
episode titles have all been revealed.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's what, 8 episodes?
10.
10? Okay.
And they spend 2 episodes per crew member.
Perfect. Perfect. I mean, that means I would
Arlong
assume.
Park is going to be 2 episodes long.
Yeah.
If we get to Arlong.
I saw someone just say like, as long as the big emotion points hit still, the show like and nothing else can be like everything else in the show can be met.
They've
Like,
cast a Mihawk.
yep,
They've cast a Bellamere. There's a Bellamere on the cast.
we haven't seen who they cast as Smoker yet or Dragon.
Right, which means we might not make it to Logtown. We might just do the Barrel Oath early.
Yeah.
We might skip Logtown, which is a shame.
No, I think you still have to do Logtown. Because I think Logtown's a very big kind of high end.
Right. Maybe they skip it, but like I feel like I'd rather see extra work done to
Arlong Park.
Arlong Park than to make sure we fit Logtown in.
Yeah.
I
So I'm
mean, we can
assuming,
always do Logtown at the beginning of the next season if there's another
yeah.
season. But
So I'm thinking what next season the next season is just like Alabasta.
it would have. I mean, the whole Alabasta saga is so long.
Yeah, I would assume we get a season on Alabasta, probably a season on Skypiea.
Like you'd have to have because before you get to Alabasta, you have to hit Drum Island.
Yeah.
You have to hit Little Garden.
Yeah.
And then we probably should also do Reverse Mountain.
Yeah.
Then the Laboon, right?
Sure. So yeah, so I think every season is probably going to be 50 to 100-ish chapters, kind of depending on just where those chapters end up.
Jeez. I mean, I could see Skypiea done in one season of TV, but I just don't see Alabasta getting finished in one season.
It's possible.
I think there's a season's worth of content leading to Alabasta. Because Whiskey Peak.
Yeah.
And apparently we're going to see a young Mr. Seven.
Oh. Okay.
Because he's going to come and try to recruit Zoro to set seeds.
Oh, so we're going to actually see that. Because, I mean, that they mentioned that had happened. Right. But we're actually going to see it. Okay.
Right. There is also a young Zoro on cast.
We also, I mean, they've shown we have Kuina cast.
Yeah. So. But have we seen a Tashigi?
We haven't seen Smoker Tashigi cast, I don't think.
Okay. So I just don't think they're going to make it to Logtown. Because then if we do it like that, season 2 is Logtown and leading up to Alabasta, and then we do season 3 is Alabasta.
Okay, I could see that, yeah.
But, and then, if we get any more than that, it's all gravy,
Yeah. As long as the show doesn't end on an arc that is a rough ending, right? As long as the show doesn't end at Sabity or end at Marineford.
We just end the show at the scene where they go up the knock-up stream.
Yeah.
And just end it there.
What happened? I don't know. Did they make it?
I don't know. Did they make it? Who knows?
Just the show ends at Water 7. No Inez lobby, just Water 7.
Right. After everybody has quit. Yeah. Anyways, we got some magic cards to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about magic cards. All right, what do you want to talk about? We want to talk about the RCs real quick first?
Let's hit the RCs first.
Yeah. All right, so our final RC happened. This is RC Canada Mark II in Edmonton. So our top 8 looks like Travis Benedict on Mono Green Devotion, Lyndon Coote on Rakdos Midrange, Daniel Gorisht on Mono Green Devotion, Justin Nogueira on Mono Green Devotion. Wow, that is 3 Mono Green in the top 8 there. It's probably our most Mono Green we've seen in any of these top 8s. Our lower top 4, you have Edgar Megalis on Rakdos Sacrifice, Kevin Ankel on Neoform Attracts, a deck we haven't seen in quite a while. Then, of course, our finals is Robert Smith in second place with Azoria Spirits, and then Robert Anderson with Is It Phoenix? Ricky, you got a dub.
Yo, Is It Phoenix was the most winning deck of this tournament.
Servo needs to make a new meme now.
I'm telling you, this deck is good.
Yeah.
We're playing Ledger Shredder. We're playing Arclight Phoenix. We're on 2 Galvanic, double Temporal Trespass. We ain't afraid of nothing.
Yeah.
We are the aggressive, ignorant Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got Crackling Drakes in our sideboard, but one's a Healy, so that's good. Blue Sun's Twilight's a cool card I've seen people mess around with. Disputes, Strokes, Abrade, Negate, great stuff. 2 Chart of Course, 2 Spell Pierce, and then all the goodies. This is a sick deck, as always. 18 lands.
This deck definitely got to thrive more in this build, thanks to just Mono White is kind of tanking off the face of the earth.
I mean, meta. Yeah, and then on top of that, we're playing 3 Spike Field Hazards. Mm-hmm. So, those turn 1 Llanowar Elf decks are not having fun.
Yeah.
3 Mono Green Devotion in the top 8 here, You
have, 11 cards that can answer a turn 1 elf here?
Yeah. And if you're on the draw, or sorry, if you're on the play, you also have your ops and considers that could probably find you the answer you need on turn
Mhm.
2.
Sure.
So, I mean, to me, this seems like a slam dunk pick. Played very well. This deck is always very, very good. I'm very happy to see. I don't like Shivan Reef. That's the only problem with this whole list that I have. I would not play
The
Shivan
one,
Reef.
the one Shivan Reef,
We aren't playing any
Stormcarved Coast.
Storm Carved Coasts. Um, I would definitely play a Storm Carved Coast over Shivan Reef, but I'm not winning RCs, so
Yeah,
don't listen to me. Odwara, yep. All this is 6/6/6. Everything taps for blue because we're playing double Temporal Trespass, so we need more blue mana. Whereas the list I play is playing only one Temporal Trespass, so we can have a little bit more like a Soken Zan in the deck, you know?
yeah, very cool. All right, let's look. I mean, second place here is Zoria's Spirits. We've got a Catilda in the main now, 4 Soul Queller, 4 Round Chains, 4 Supreme Phantom, 4 Shacklegeist, 4 Mausoleum Wanderer, 4 Spectral Sailor, 4 Geist Light Snare, 3 Lofty Denial, 2 Slip, 4 Obsession. As I mean, I feel like we're missing 2 more slips from our sideboard, but I mean, I have no other real complaints about this build of the deck here. Slip at the back has been just like the most impressive card with me in the 75 since picking Spirits back up. Takasi is welcome. Do we really need it? Like, as a one of, we already have the 4 winning announcements. I'm not entirely sure. I do like the nod to bringing back Skyclaves again. And of course, Cobra Kai is just such a back-breaking card.
Catilda is so big right now, like especially if you get paired against like any aggro deck. This just lets you like gain back all that life that you're losing against like Convoke and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I've been liking a one of Catilda in the main,
Yeah.
and the second one in the side is also great. And sometimes you also get to disturb it back and put it on something, and it's even better, you know?
Yeah. I will say, this is honest, probably one of the alter arts I like the least out of Midnight Hunt.
Oh, I think it looks fine.
The backside looks kind of icky. What do we got? What else we got here? I mean, we have Neoform Atraxa. Again, we haven't seen this deck in a while. It looks like we're trying to play Dragon Lord Atarka to try to stunt on Spirit players. This deck still can't beat Rizal Mausoleum Wanderer. I don't care what you tell me.
This deck is kind of weird. I've like almost built it a bunch of times. I will say this deck got a lot cheaper when you cut down to only 2 Atraxa instead of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you get an Atraxa into play, but then like you have to win from there. Can be tough, you know. Honestly, like let's be honest. Sometimes Atraxa doesn't get along like she used to, right? People are playing Heartless Act now. Actually, Neoform gives you a 1/1 counter, right?
It does, yeah.
So Heartless Act does not kill you.
We got to bring back the Dread Boars. We got to bring in the Go for the Throats.
Right. I don't know. Drawing 7 cards just ain't what it used to be, you know?
Yeah. Unless you're omnathing things for free as well at the same time.
Right.
Anything else this is topic you want to talk about? We had like double sack here. It's one sack, one midrange. Ooh, Karuga Fires. What do we got here?
We're playing Heliod Radiant Dawn, Heliod Warped Eclipse, Clever Impersonator. I mean, this is an enigmatic incarnation build, right? So
this is Katose the Silent Spider.
That's the. Is that not the one that gives you the ninja and then it lets you
no
extraction them?
When it enters the battlefield. Yeah, it is cranial, you're right, yeah. Oh no, hold on. When it just enters the battlefield, exile target card or other than a basic card from your opponent's graveyard, such as player's library hand for any number of cards of the same name. Is that card exile them? Then yeah. But as long as you control it, you can play one of the exiled cards. You can cast,
and then I get to be the captain.
Exactly, yeah. All right, that's neat. All right, so I mean, that is our last RC of this season. But don't worry, here in December we're back for more Pioneer action in the RC scene, and then we have to wait like a year. But
Azorius Lotus at 14th. I mean, like if you go a little further, like if you top 16 this tournament, like there's a billion more decks too. Because we got Azorius Lotus, Mono White, we got Greasefang, we got Karuga Fires, right? Like we got like a bunch more archetypes. Orzhov Humans in 18th, right?
Yeah. Pioneers, it's super open right now, and I think it's a great format to be playing in right now. It's a shame that the season's going to be over here in a few weeks, and
What
a
are you talking
lot of
about?
more.
There's
Huh?
PTQs going all the way through July.
I mean, this comes out like I guess like one more week in June, right? I mean, the season isn't over until August, but I mean, we have a month until the season's over, and then it's kind of like a lot of the world will forget Pioneer exists. But
Well,
hopefully,
the RC in Atlanta is also Pioneer.
true. Well, we'll see. I I am
Pioneer
optimistic.
lives on forever in our hearts.
Yes, I'm trying to be more optimistic about um local support for Pioneer once like the RC stuff like that's over. I think now that we have our first kind of actual rotation of formats in RCQs, I'm interested to see like
It will be
just
exciting to see the modern players attempt to play an RCQ.
you think?
I don't know, those devout holdouts that are like, I'd never play Pioneer. I'm a modern player only. My entire personality is evoke fury. You
Yeah,
know, uh, those people are going to finally actually play RCQs, which is going to be funny.
sure enough. All right, real quick though, let's take a quick second to talk about just the general makeup of all the winners. So, starting off, the U.S. winner, we had Bradley Schlesinger on Gruel Boats.
That deck feels
MTG,
really good right now with the Thrill Seekers.
yeah, right.
Thrill Seeker is a crazy card. Like I'm putting that deck together because I think that deck is very strong.
Ricky was right. Thrill Seeker's a good card.
Yep.
Magic, MTG Southeast Asia, Wang Heng So on Mono Green. China Open, we have a Tarka Red.
Wild.
Canada Toronto, we have Theo Jacques Griffin on Azorius Spirits. South America / Central America, the Caribbean, Archibald Raziel Sanchez Peralta on Gruel Vehicles again. I mean, if you're looking for the deck that really beats down on Mono Green and Rakdos, I mean, it's the deck. And then, surprisingly, because half your deck is uncounterable burn spells, you also just free roll spirits because every Boats player I ever play, they're always just like, oh yeah, I just kept the grip of 4 rending volleys and a mana dork and just
Yeah.
cool,
That's how you
man.
do
Cool, man. Then for Europe, we had Federico Vuono, our lone Boros Convoke. Hogak, anyone?
The deck is the most explosive aggro deck. I'm amazed that a Tarka Red won. I'm not amazed Boros Convoke won. That deck is explosive.
Yeah. Well, you see, the Attacker Red player really wanted to play Convoke, but they just didn't have the cards in time.
Right.
Then in Taiwan, we had Han Yu win with Azorius Lotus. I mean, that's kind of, I feel like, the real breakout deck of these events, right? I mean, everything else we've seen for a while now, but Convoke as well, kind of, I guess. But I think Azorius Lotus is kind of the big shocker, I think, out of all these events, right?
Right. Not really. I mean, I think the big shocker was definitely a Tarka Red still. That's a really weird choice. But Azorius Lotus, it was coming up. Like you saw it in the different RCs slowly approaching the top, and then it finally got one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the deck is really powerful.
Yeah. Strict Proctor also just shuts down spirits, funnily enough.
Strict Proctor shuts down randomly like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And then of course, like we just said, is it Phoenix? So I mean, what do we got here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different decks. Rakdos Midrange.
Rakdos Midrange. You know, there's some people that want to just play the good cards. And you can play the good cards and you can play them very well. And I'm not saying that because it didn't show up here, it wasn't a good deck. It made top 8 finishes, right?
Yeah.
But if you're the still target, you're easier to hit than the moving target. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows that Rakdos is a factor. They practice the Rakdos matchup more than anything else if you're testing for this kind of event, as you should, because it's probably going to be the most populous deck, and it normally was at most of these events. And so, while I don't think it's like bad to be a Rakdos player at all, I just think that, like, you know,
you're going into the room with a big target on your back, and you're going to have an uphill struggle.
You're walking in there like nobody is like walking into tournament halls anymore, going like, "Ooh, I really hope I just don't play Rakdos all day." Right? Everybody has a plan against Rakdos. Like there's other matchups where you walk in, you're like, ooh, I hope I don't see Lotus Field today, right?
Yeah.
But you can't expect to go 15 rounds and not hit Rakdos one time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, Inquire was going to catch up.
Right. You might miss all the Lotus Field players in 15 rounds. Like that's very possible, right?
Mm.
You're gonna miss all the Phoenix players because there's 2 of them and they're at the top tables, right? And you're X and 1 trying to get it together, you know?
Yeah. You're in the drop bracket with Azorius Control.
Exactly, right? We can't even say Azorius Control didn't make it because Azorius Control did make it with the Lotus Field.
It's not regular Azorius Control though. This deck is less cope because it does something interesting.
It does actively try to win the game.
It doesn't Teferi you to death. I mean, yeah, I think this was a very successful RC season for Pioneer, and I hope that
the next one.
That right. I mean, the next RC, especially because the next one will have new cards finally. I say we'll have Eldraine by then, so right. Eldraine is definitely going to add some stuff here. We won't have the One Ring,
and we'll have Ixalan.
I don't think Ixalan will be out by then because it's in December.
The RC is in December.
Yes.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
I'm assuming Ixalan will be out in like the January-February set.
No. Ixalan, because now we do 4 sets a year, right?
Hold on.
So far we've only had 2 sets come out. We had 1 come out in January, and then we had April with March, right?
Okay.
Normally there's a summer core set. We don't do that anymore. So we do like an early fall, October, right?
Okay,
Eldraine, and then we'll do in like end of November, we'll do Wilds of Eldraine. Or
oh, you're right.
Tunnels of Ixalan.
November 2023? Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Man, I enjoy the 4 sets, right? But I wish we'd go back to having one around this time of year as opposed to like really butting them up September to November.
Summer is when they have to make their money, right?
No, so the modern money.
They release the Modern Horizons free money 1 of 1 set, and then they're going to release Commander Legends. I think Commander Masters, right?
Commander Masters comes out in like a month, right?
I think it comes out like tomorrow. Actually, I think you can go and pre-order it right now. That's what it feels like. I still haven't read every card from the Lord of the Rings set. I don't have to. As a Pioneer player, I like that I don't have to.
Oh, man. When does Commander Masters come out?
When does Commander Masters come out? As a Pioneer player, I don't need to know when Commander Masters comes out.
But as a psychopath, I need to know.
Right. As a psychopath, though. August 4th?
August 4th.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, spoilers should be starting like in the next 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Hold on. My fax machine's going off. I have our spoiler card. Soul Ring will be in the set.
Wow. I'm so glad Wizards gave us Soul Ring to spoil.
Command Tower.
I really want to get a spoiler card, but we will never get one.
Because we've apparently made somebody mad.
I know.
For speaking the truth.
No. I know why we've made people mad.
How we made people mad? Was it the wrestling match?
Because we literally beat up on Mark Rosewater and Aaron Forsythe in digital wrestling.
Well, Forsythe deserved it.
You're correct. You're absolutely correct. You know, we're the bad boys of content creation. You know, we're out here telling it as it is and going to Olive Garden, right?
I need to start emailing them with my personal email and see if that gets us around any sort of bots and filters on the email account.
Well, we try to figure out how to get Wizards to notice us.
I'm switching folks to Grand Archive.
Yeah, let's talk about the sick promos that are coming out soon that they've all announced.
Yeah, Grand Archive.
Pretty hyped about small scale events because I'm not allowed to play in the big ones anymore.
No,
because I already won my PTQ. So
yeah, I mean, you know, look, we're making fun of Lord of the Rings, but there is still a reason to go to your local game store and hope they're running Lord of the Rings draft instead of Modern because
Lord of the Rings draft actually kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie, the cards are worthless. It's kind of like unhinged draft, but fun.
I'm like seriously considering the $100 buy an invite to the RC.
Oh man,
I can't do it.
Come to San Antonio and play the Lord of the Rings one here. That'll be cheaper.
Yeah, I've got two more RCQs in me, so Chris is gonna come down for one of them. So
Okay, good. Um, but there's some sick promos at this Lord of the Rings thing that are Pioneer based.
it's so I want to know why these were the promos.
Yo, I have no clue. And if you look at the art, some of them are clearly like March of the Machine
Yeah,
promos that they like had left over, and they're like, I don't know what to do with these. We printed them. I don't know.
yeah, because it's Gifted Aetherborn is the like just show up and play promo.
And honestly, it's a sick promo.
It's great. I will buy a playset of them.
They've been playable in the past, will be playable again, I promise, in Pioneer. 2 mana, 2/3 lifelink, death touch, vampire, warrior,
Aetherborn.
Aetherborn vampire.
Yes.
Aha. But card's great. Card's still putting up results, still doing work, and it's got sick new art and full art.
Yeah.
Speaking of cards that used to be really good and will be good again in the future, I promise. Top 8 gets you a thick Eidolon.
Is that top? Yeah, it's the top 8 promo. Yeah. Damn, that Eidolon is dummy thick.
Yeah, it's a good Eidolon, that's for sure. Eidolon of the Great Revel. I used to preach about it. I used to in the pre-Kamigawa world, in the pre-Fable world. I was casting 8 Eidolons with Cemetery Gatekeeper in my mono red. Pre-Shieldred, right?
Yeah.
Really, it was pre-Shield.
That was the Eidolon is seriously just alerting all of the guards at the clapping of its butt cheeks.
Right. It's a great Revel, okay? It's not an okay Revel.
It is the great Revel.
It is a great Revel.
And then if you win, you get a Saruman that you can just sell to someone.
Yeah, exactly. Sell to some idiot. Yeah. Saruman of the many colors.
Of the many dollars in my pocket.
3 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as cool as Thalion the Gitrog monster.
It's not even a full art. All the other ones have been like full arts.
Well, I think this card is like too many words, right?
Like that didn't stop. That didn't stop. Thalion the Gitrog monster is also a lot of words. Omnath's a lot of words.
Thalion the Gitrog monster is a lot.
Cryptic Command is a lot of words.
Cryptic Command is, Oh man,
like
I can already pre-order collector boosters of Doctor Who.
Oh, good. What are you looking up right now?
I'm trying to find the actual. Show me the card.
Oh, the Saruman card?
Yeah, show me the Saruman.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
That's the one I like. I saw that it was a Lord of the Rings card, and I just stopped looking.
Yeah. So it's a 3 in Esper for an Avatar Wizard, 5/4. Ward, discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery card. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When one or more cards are milled this way, exile target enchantment, instant, or sorcery card with equal or less mana value than that spell from an opponent's graveyard. What? Copy that exiled card. You may cast the. Okay.
It doesn't even have the borderless border. Like, it's not even like the see-through text box, right?
No.
It's not even like full art at all. It's just a different art Saruman man.
Is this card in the regular set even?
Yeah, he is.
Oh.
I don't get it. Somebody who's a Lord of the Rings can tell me why. I watched, in order to prep for the Lord of the Rings, I watched the animated one.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Because then I can now say I've seen all of the movies once, right?
Did you accidentally watch the Black Cauldron instead?
No, I did not. But there's one point where Saruman just like leans over Gandalf and he's just like, I am Saruman of many colors. And then just like, it flashes a bunch of colors and I was like, this is the best character.
Yeah, and then, I mean, look, there's a distinct lacking of pondering my orb.
Right. But the other 2 promos are super sick. And so I want them. I want to go to
then the next season's promos are...
For the RCQs are announced.
The RCQs, yeah. So those
are the RCQs. But hey, while we are a pioneer...
You can maybe spike a limited one.
While we are a pioneer podcast, I will say I will support, me personally. I support competitive Magic no matter what season it is. I will sling some modern decks or something. I will saga my Urzes and evoke my Furies and eat my own words. But
if more people want to sign up for our Patreon, patreon.com/Crew3, I will buy Ragavans and I'll send them around to every.
That's the end. That's yeah, 56 Mountain, 4 Ragavan. Let's mulligan. So we're excited about these promos. I'm excited about these promos. I think some people are too hateful about these promos.
Yeah? What are the promos for everyone at home, Ricky?
Right. So for the participation promo, you get an offer you can't refuse from a very adorable Jace cat.
Yeah.
Which is a much better ending to where Jace is now.
We don't know where Jace is now.
Yeah. Oops. Maybe he's a cat. Who knows?
No one's shown us otherwise.
Be limitless, right?
Yeah.
So the exciting promo is the top 8 Death Shadow card. That's a modern card. That's exciting. And they went with their whole cute to brute thing. They just released a secret layer that actually shipped on time of cute to brute.
Wow.
That's the theming here, right? Is we got the cute cat and then the brute Death Shadow. I think both of these promos are going to hold decent value.
Oh, for sure.
Whereas, like, I love the Mystical Disputes, and they do hold value, right? Mm-hmm. This card is like a Commander All-Star, which will hold even more value, and it has memeable art, so even better.
Yeah, I will track these down for my collection for sure.
And then Death Shadow players love Death Shadow.
Death Shadow.
So that's also
they need a cool Death Shadow.
Now, if you do go to the RC in San Diego, you will be handsomely rewarded, and here's how. 1 Silumgar.
One trip to space camp.
Whoa, we're all going to space camp. Nope. We're getting Dragon Lord Silumgar, and people are hating. They're saying, this isn't a good reward for going to the RC. It's not even playable in any format.
I'm trying to think, right? Because we had Teferi.
Yep, we had Teferi with no alt arts.
No alt art.
And not foil, yep.
We had Gideon Allies Zendikar.
Yep, with cool alt art, but it's a card that sees no play.
Yep. We got Snapcaster Mage.
Which is a cool art card that sees no play.
Yep.
Right?
And we get Dragon Lord Silumgar.
Nope, we got Ugin in Atlanta.
Oh, Ugin in Atlanta, there we go.
That's a good one. That's one of the best ones. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, yeah.
Sprite Dragon.
Dragon Lord Silumgar, right?
Yeah.
And to me, like, I get that Snapcaster is a more iconic card, but technically Dragon Lord Silumgar and Snapcaster, I'm pretty sure see the same amount of modern play.
Probably, yeah.
You know? Maybe Dragon Lord Silumgar will actually see more play because of Commander.
Yes.
Cool Commander card. Snapcaster is not a cool Commander card. It makes people think that you're sweaty. You know?
Yeah.
And, the Snapcaster promo was being bought at Dallas for $15. I imagine the Silumgar promo is going to go for the same. The argument being that people think that these promos should be used to kind of cover travel costs.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's the intention.
No.
Now, I know that, like, in other places it's different, but here in the grand old USA, you do get a free pass to DreamHack as part of your compensation for winning an RCQ.
$100 value right there.
And so you don't have to pay to play in the event, and you don't have to pay to enter DreamHack. So even if you do badly, your consolation prize is you got to experience DreamHack, right? Mm-hmm. Which is exciting. And DreamHack is cool in the non-Magic area and in the Magic area. But
the non-Magic area being a little cooler.
This is not the Pro Tour where you should be like guaranteed cash that covers the flight because we are no longer covering flights, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we did the regional Pro Tour qualifiers, right? The RCQ and then the RC, or sorry, the
PPTQ and the
RQ and then the RPTQ.
Yes.
Those promos were all high value.
Yes.
One of them was Snapcaster Mage, and at the time that was a high value card, right? Yeah. I got Liliana's, I got Emrakul's, I got Snapcaster Mage.
This was pre-Horizons.
Right. And those did cover the costs. But
and there were more events you could go to.
Right, exactly. They were more spread out and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of just different, but I don't think that the promo was ever supposed to be at this level, right?
Sure.
Because unfortunately, as cool as DreamHack is, and as cool as the RCs are, right? And they
Mhm.
are a big deal to win, right? They're
Yes.
effectively just they're smaller
Because if
in
you win one, you go to Worlds now.
right. They are smaller in scale than like the RPTQs of the time, right?
Mhm.
They're similar in scale to the RPTQs, right? They're
Yeah,
not
except we
actually
talked about this one being bigger because, at least for the US, because a lot of people were able to, through various reasons, defer their San Diego invite
right, right,
to
right.
Dallas.
But I'm just saying in general, they're
Yeah.
supposed to be about the same level as the RPTQs of the past, right?
Mhm.
Whereas these give out cash, right?
Yeah.
The RPTQs gave out a travel voucher to the Pro Tour.
Sure.
We don't do travel vouchers anymore, so instead, here's a lot of cash, right? So if you get a position that is going to the Pro Tour, you probably get enough money to get you there, or at least some amount of money to get you there, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Barcelona, right? You're not gonna your $500 cash that you get for top 32 in the RC is not going to cover you
Yeah.
all the way to Barcelona, right?
Sure.
And then at the Pro Tour, you do get a guaranteed cash at least to cover your costs, right?
Yes.
So like they made the Pro Tour more prestigious. This event is not supposed to be that.
Yeah.
And
I
while I like cooler promos, I think the art design on this promo is cool. And I think if you're complaining because it's an unplayable card, maybe we should have complained louder about the Gideon. Maybe we should have complained louder about the Snapcaster. Those are unplayable cards as well.
yeah.
They're all cool trophy cards, and that's what they're meant to be.
Yeah. The problem with the Snapcast the Gideon is everyone is like, I remember these cards were good. Pepper
That
Farm
is the
remembers.
problem. The problem is those cards were good, and they aren't anymore.
Like Dragon Lord Silmagar was
Listen,
popular in a standard
yeah,
format.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is Dragon Lord Silmagar never good, and these cards were good, right?
Yeah. So
That's the
and also, I mean, with the US also being very different, where like I feel like some of the other regions you have to pay to play in your RC if you qualified. Some of that
right.
entry fees are a lot higher for those types of events. They're a little easier to get to. I do think that is one thing that is a possible small strike against DreamHack hosting US regionals is that you only get one, and I think the US should probably have two like Canada.
Right. I mean, they do. I mean, if you're going to do just one, though, right? They move it so that you can get to it.
Yes, they do. They
Is
do.
is East Coast, West Coast, Central, right?
Yes. So there's at least one that'll be close to you.
Right. So I would like a fourth stop, but the
Mhm.
problem is a fourth stop because I mean, I feel like this season having to wait till December is kind of wild, right? To play
Yeah.
the RC. I would really love like an August RC, right? Or a an
Well,
August RC.
the next season's also like August to February.
Right. The modern season to
Yeah.
qualify for San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego is in February. It
Well,
has to
hold on.
stop before then
Let me double check when it runs.
because like San Diego is in February. Because that's the thing is like Atlanta, San Diego, Dallas all come really quickly, and then you
Yeah.
wait.
So we know that like essentially for now, for the foreseeable future, they change it. Um, San Diego's modern, Dallas is standard, presumably, and then
Atlanta's
Atlanta
Pioneer.
will be Pioneer.
Right.
It's a bit of a bummer because I like Texas being the home of Pioneer, but
Atlanta is a ton of fun. It's where the players play.
yeah, it's where the players play. Yes.
I agree. Yeah, you should come to
Um,
Atlanta anyways in December.
Probably not this year, but for sure next year. I kind of want. I do plan on it.
Right. Well, or you qualify this weekend and then you have to go.
Now, my next two RCQs, I'm playing the 8th and the 15th.
Right. And then
I'm trying
you
to.
have to go.
Then we have to go. Yes.
Right.
I'm trying to find the list of dates, so I can't find the list of dates. That's okay.
That's fine. I think we've ranted on this enough, right?
Sure.
Also, like, give these to everybody. Stop holding
Yes.
back. I just think it's absolutely insane that I top aided 10 different RCQs during this season.
And
This
you
is
got
the only pin I
only
won.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Or was it? I don't remember which season's which.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. I mean,
Is Jace this season? Have you won? You've made one top 8 twice, right?
yeah,
Did you get a pin?
Jace is the season, yeah.
Okay. So I got the Shieldred, I got the Jace,
Yeah, and it was Teferi is the first one.
and I gave my Teferi pin away.
Yeah. It is a bit of a bummer when you top 8 and you're like, oh cool, where's my pin? Oh, this store doesn't we didn't pay the $50 for those.
Yeah. Do it. Pay it. Get the
It's
pin.
worth it.
The
It
lanyard's
feels
not
good.
worth anything. I hate the lanyard.
Like
You can
people
have
like I think it's a bigger deal to spend the $50 and just like charge a couple extra bucks for entry if you really wanted to. Because I know more people who have top 8 and they're like, oh, I don't get the pin, that really sucks. And like
Right.
luckily some people are like, oh, here, I played it like 3 of them and they've all given them out. Here you go. Like,
Right.
you know, I'm a big fan of I get my one for my collection and any other extras I will hand out to whoever.
Did I give you or somebody else the Teferi one?
I think I got a Teferi from you and I got a Shieldred from Nate.
Right.
Because
And
again, I've top 8'd every season, but
Right.
only one top 8 I've gotten actually gave me the pin that was the Jace.
And then the other one, the guy wanted the lanyard.
Yeah.
And I think the pin for first place is in the case with the lanyard.
Uh-huh.
When the Teferi one came out, right? So I was like, take it. And so I just didn't get a pin. I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. But it's nice if the pins are around. It adds some class to it. It makes it more fun when you're grinding, right?
Yeah. People love to do the here's my playmat with all the pins in it and stuff like that.
Right, or put it on their backpack and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't take them out of the box. They're kind of cool. I like the way the boxes are set. So
I'm a pin collector, so I've got it all on display in my office. So.
Right. You've got a pin box or whatever they're called.
Yeah. But right, yeah. So that is our season promos. Do you want to talk about just kind of what we take to events real quick? I mean,
I gotta talk about some accessory stuff because and I don't have any. Let's see, do I have any on my desk here?
I will whatever products you talk about, I will find and throw up for the video listeners at home.
Okay, that's fine. So like I just want to say that I've been going to events and stuff, and I've been going to locals, and people have been kind of lax, and I get it in locals and stuff like that, right? With their sleeve qualities, with their stuff like that. Even the boy Nate
has some grubby sleeves
so bad that when he made his top 8, the judge made him buy new sleeves.
Yeah.
And you just need to, if you want to play competitively, there's 2 roads for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You either buy whatever sleeves you like, and you play no double-faced cards in those sleeves. You play only checklist cards, and you put all of your double-faced cards in separate, different sleeves.
I love watching Walker play because Walker is the I've got 20 checklist cards in my deck box player.
Yeah,
and God bless them.
They have every single double-faced card as a checklist card or the write-in cards written in very neatly, and then all of them in a separate stack, separate from the tokens, which they keep every token of.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you're going to go down that path, that's a good path. It's a lot of organization. Too much for me. I don't like doing that. I think double-faced cards are a sin. And what do I do with my sins? I hide them, right?
Yeah.
I like to get, there's Eclipse sleeves, Ultra Pro Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Katanas do it, but I'm not sure. Ultra Pro might have a line of sleeves that has the black inside.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if Ultimate Guard does or not, and then they might have just recently done them. And then of course I use the Dragon Shield
matte duels. That's what I use. Yeah, dual mats. They are
now. Of course, people do like to harp on Dragon Shield quality lately, but don't worry. We all read the presser. The dragons are fixing things now. They should be fine. But I personally have never had an issue, so I don't believe in the anti-Dragon Shield propaganda.
These cards, of course, they've got bright colors, which is what we want. I want my cards to stick out from my opponents. Hey, we have the same one. And then on the inside, as you can see, it is black. It is unsee-throughable. You cannot finesse your way or angle shoot your way through these card sleeves to see the other side. And that is the important thing. Because these babies right here, these beautiful Dragon Shield matte pinks, yeah, you can see the Magic logo right through that baby.
Yes, you can.
And I mean, you just can't have that. That's marked cards. So, and change your sleeves kind of often. If your sleeves get all grubby, bent on the corners and stuff like that, I change my sleeves once a season on a deck. Like Phoenix gets new sleeves every season, and like on longer seasons, we have to change those. So there's nothing wrong with changing your sleeves. There's nothing wrong with.
I don't want to say like I like aggressively shuffle, but I do probably over shuffle. So I change sleeves out probably like every 3 or 4 RCQs, which is probably like twice, like once at the beginning of the season, once the middle of the season, right? And that's just because corners. I think people that's to me that's the biggest thing people really lax on is their sleeve corners. Right. Those will get you. So make sure you keep an eye on your sleeve corners.
And to like a lot of our listeners, this sounds kind of stupid, right? This sounds like such a basic lesson to go through. But I've been seeing a lot of people, especially like locally at RCQs and stuff like that, with all the RCQs I've been at where I'm not playing and just watching now, right? I've been seeing just a lot of people showing up with sleeves that aren't gonna cut the mustard, right?
Yeah.
People like asking me like, I'm trying to prep for this RCQ. What should I do? And it's like, number one, you got to get rid of those sleeves. You got to get new sleeves or get
cards sticking together, stuff like that. Like,
and then on top of that, tokens.
Yes.
I'm going to go on a tirade on tokens. You can order tokens.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain, right?
Yeah.
You can do it on Card Kingdom. You can type in the name of the token and you can find it. A lot of card shops.
$10 for that Goblin Shaman.
Right. A lot of card shops have, like, I've got a card shop here that just has a big, long box of tokens, and they say, if you need it, take it, right? And I like magic tokens. Those are sick, right?
Yeah. But tokens are also a great way to express some individuality.
I'm mostly going to say this because I think that if you have the wrong token, that is a Magic the Gathering token. If you are making Wandering Emperor tokens and you put this samurai because you like the art better, but oh my, it says double strike there at the bottom and not vigilance. This is a misrepresentative game piece.
Yeah.
It has magic text on it, and therefore you are not representing your board correctly. However, Kaido has no magic text on him.
Get the Borsellino?
Yeah. These have no magic text. It's even better if you find other things that you like that have no text on them. But honestly, anything from any other card game, as long as you can clearly define it when you set it down on the table and be like, this is my Wandering Emperor Samurai. And you set it there. And if you make another token that is a Wandering Emperor Samurai, just make it similar and be like, here's another one, stack them together. If it becomes too much, if you're actually a deck that makes a lot of tokens, like Boros Convoke, I would say you need to settle up and buy each token that you need.
Yeah, so I'm someone who obviously, I've got like I've shown them off on Twitter and stuff like that before. I've got like the secret, the alt art EVs and stuff like that I like to use. Right. I'm dipping like Ricky into the One Piece stuff. I personally do enjoy my big thing is I will use other game cards and characters for creature tokens, but I try to use the magic tokens for like food and blood and things like that because that's a lot easier. Because I feel like it's a lot easier for people to visualize this character as a creature when it's like, this is my blood token. So I try to use like the actual token or like an alt art of like, you see RK posts, you go by their blood token or whatever, right? Right. So I try to still separate like the non-magic cards for creature tokens. But I do agree with you, like
or once again, our favorite friend, the checklist card.
The checklist card is good. Yep.
Take some checklist cards, get a Sharpie, write out what the token is,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
keep those with you. And you can have a buddy draw it. If you find me at an RC or an RCQ and you've got a blank checklist token, I will write in whatever token you want. I will draw it for you. And my art is not good, but that doesn't matter because it'll have the relevant text on it, and
Yeah.
you can use it as a token.
No,
But I've been seeing so many people, especially Boros Convoke players, using too many tokens that aren't the right token, too many mixed up board states where nobody is like, I don't remember what's the blood, what's the clue, right?
Yeah.
Dice on things, and you're like, are those counters from Lockstone, or is that the number of goblins you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just need to clarify that as much as possible with your opponent. Communication helps a lot, but using the right cards or using things that will be helpful to to signify your board state.
Yeah.
Like that's what's going to be really important.
Yeah. Nothing is more annoying than having somebody go, do you not have the actual token? Well, can we use this instead? And then they produce something from their box. It's like, that's nowhere close to what this is. But
right.
But you're just mental. It's just like, it has to be a Magic thing. I can't have a Pokemon on the board.
Other card game cards are honestly the best because you're not going to get called for misrepresenting your board state with like this in play. It's like very clearly this has no Magic text on it, and I defined it when I played it, right?
Yeah.
It can show a denotation of tapped or untapped, right?
Yeah.
Which is what's important. I don't like people using just dice. Just dice, it's very difficult to track, right?
Yeah.
Just dice is for mana when you're playing like Lotus Field, right?
Similar looking art cards are also pretty good. Like if you get like an art card of like a goblin or something like that on there, those are also pretty good. Like I use the Obnixilus art card as my Obnixilus casualty token.
Right. Very stupid though, but like the goblin that you make is Phyrexian goblin that is relevant. Like if you just put regular goblins, not that anybody's going to care, right?
Yeah.
If it becomes relevant, you need to remind your opponent that your goblins are Phyrexian.
Mm-hmm.
It does become relevant at various points in times, unfortunately, in this great game that we play.
Yeah.
Like the backside of Elish Norn that destroys all non-Phyrexian creatures.
Yeah.
It can happen, right? I've seen people like the haste dinosaur token from Forbidden Friendships, kind of hard to find. Ikoria way back when, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so people put any red token down. I've seen tokens like the 1/1 devil token. And that card has very relevant Magic text. And if you oopsie trigger it, or if you forget to inform your opponent that this is not a devil, even if you do, the game goes long. It's really easy to misrepresent your board state. And now you're cheating. Now you're getting warnings or game losses if you already had warnings. I just think that like, make sure your sleeves are good, make sure your tokens are good, and then bring your own paper and bring a pen. Mm-hmm. I don't care how you bring paper. I bring spiral, like little mini spiral notebooks or the Magic life pads.
Yeah.
But all that matters is paper and pen. I'm not going to harp on that. I'm going to harp mostly on if you're playing Magic tokens, they need to all be the right token.
Yeah.
And if you're playing non-Magic tokens, it's a little more fun. And it's also make sure you communicate them.
Yeah. And look, I'm not going to gripe either if you want to dice your life total.
No, I'm going to gripe about that.
I will say,
you're at RCQ, you need to.
That was going to be my thing. Was I'm not going to hate on you for it, but hear the warning of paper tracking or having the physical track of life totals makes things so much easier. And if something goes wrong or someone writes down life totals wrong, so you can dice it up if you want to, but just know that it's a lot harder to go, well, actually you should be at 12, not dice 15.
And if you want to be a real champion with your tokens, right?
Yeah.
You got to track down the old pro club cards.
Oh, there we go.
Magic Pros as your tokens.
Nassif is a warrior. He's never a coward.
Oh, yeah. I've got lots and lots of Gabriel Nassif tokens and other pro tokens that have gone in and out of my token stack. it's very funny when you're in a position where you're saying things like uh, the Digimon are servos and the Magic Pros are monks. And that is all you need to tell your opponent, and they can figure out your board state easy. So, I'm just saying.
But which category is Jacob Wilson?
Both. But that's my rant about accessories. That's what I wanted to talk about this episode, because I've been running into it a lot, going to a lot of RCQs and stuff, and I'm not trying to point fingers at nobody. I'm just saying to be prepared. Because not only
seasons where Ricky wins early is great, because then Mama Ricky comes to all the events and he's just like water, pointing stuff out. I was like, hey, your sleeve's ripped. You should get a new sleeve for that. Like,
yeah. I'm just saying, like, things are going to pass at your RCQ, right? But the goal is to win the RCQ and then go to the RC, and things like that just won't pass at the RC.
They won't fly, yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to teach them young, teach them early.
Yeah.
Maybe a friend who likes to use matte teal sleeves on his modern day Magic card deck that has 27 pathways in it, And that you can't just be doing that. People are putting wedding invitation in everything now.
Yeah.
And, if your sleeves aren't ready to handle it, where are you going to be on wedding day, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be in DQ land.
Now, Ricky, where do you stand on double sleeving?
Double sleeving, I do it sometimes, but I only buy the sealables now.
Yeah. You made fun of me for the sealables the other week.
I did. And then I tried them. And I agree, because I have every card that I want to slot in and out of Phoenix. Like, I've got like a 90 card set. These are all the cards that slot in and out of Phoenix for sideboard slots and main deck slots and stuff. And I can put them all in a box, and I can bring it with me. And then at the last minute, I can just...
Yeah. Look, it's way better than when I was...
Always bring like 2 or 3 extra sleeves.
Yeah.
They come in packs 100. You don't have to bring like the whole extra 25 with you, but like bring 5.
That is... Look, I will say the resealables are definitely... I've moved on from my heinous past of using side loaders.
Side loaders are miserable.
All right, buddy. Well, that will do it for this regular episode. Let's go ahead and thank our Patreon, patreon.com/crew3mtg. We have several great tiers available with all kinds of exclusive content. We actually just last week put up a deck tech from Chris, and Chris might start sending some more deck techs. The goal with things like that are the exclusive podcasts we load up every month. Like this month, at some point, hopefully this weekend, probably we're going to talk about some Grand Archive. And talk about all of our Grand Archive hype and stuff like that. But if we do special videos like Chris's deck techs and things like that, those are going to go up onto Patreon early. And then after about a week or so, I'm going to move them over to YouTube. So probably this weekend, you'll see Chris's Rakdos deck list go up, deck tech go from Patreon to the YouTube. But if you want to see those early, be sure to sign up for Patreon as those get posted. We'll talk about every time those go up. And of course, every tier available, those exclusive content is the $5 up tier. But every patron gets access to the Patreon exclusive channels on the Discord, and including the Patreon mailbag, where you can ask a question that sounds just like this. This comes from Long Live Dale, who asks, what needs to happen for Pioneer to become the premier format of Magic outside of Commander? GPs. Amen.
Pioneer GPs that happen at real places, not behind paywalls.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. It'll never happen. I'm cynical that we will never see a GP again. I'm cynical that Huey has turned to the dark side. He's not on our side anymore. He used to be. But
this is why we aren't on the mail list anymore.
This is why.
Remember, we got a Christmas card once. Remember that?
Remember when we got a Christmas card? Remember when we used to do the early access
events? Yeah.
The problem is
we could have been a Magic ambassador.
We could have sold out. Our viewership would not have wanted that.
We still don't know what that is.
Actually, you know what? Vote now on your phones. If you guys want us to sell out, we'll get right back on that train,
Yeah.
A certain train that rides.
We'll apologize. We'll get on our hands and knees, mostly our knees, and apologize.
Right. But but I just don't. I don't see it happening. I don't think. I don't think we got where we are by being nice to Wizards of the Coast, right?
No, I think we got where we are by being fair to us, the coast. I don't think
No,
we've. I don't
I
think.
think I'm fair to them all the time. I think
Yeah.
that they make good decisions, but they make way more bad decisions, and that they're leaning in a like they're heading in a like they're velocitating
Yeah.
towards Magic the Shelfening
Uh-huh.
and Magic the Conventioning, and I don't like that. You know what I think is kind of gross and why I like kind of hate the game, right?
What's up?
I hate like going into game stores that do Pokemon cards and just seeing like case upon case of very expensive Pokemon cards
Mm-hmm.
that see zero play,
Yeah.
that are from ages ago, but they're very, very rare and they're
Yeah.
very, very shiny and they're completely unplayable garbage,
Yeah.
right?
I just want to say thanks to the Paul brothers for making the Glaceon Secret Rare that I still need to buy not $12 anymore, but like $100.
I'm just saying that like that kind of stuff, I don't like that. If I'm going to buy an expensive Magic card, right,
Yeah.
it should be a good card, right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't complain about buying $20 Fables. Fables amazing, right? $30 Fables, whatever they cost, right? The Seijus are expensive, but the card's
to
good.
buy the $30 Stormcrow because it's just the special serialized Stormcrow.
Yeah, kind of dumb. I get it. There's like I get collecting. I'm not a collector. I want to play cards.
Yeah.
I buy cards that I want for cubes. I buy cards
that
that
game
I want
is not for you.
The Lord of the Rings set is weird because it's like I would be happier if it was a more powerful set because it would make sense as a Modern Horizons 3 product.
Mm-hmm. And not,
but it's
the
not
third Commander set this year.
Giant Commander set. But like some of the cards like aren't even good in Commander. Like why does Gimli and Legolas that have the same name not partner together?
Yeah.
Like why? It's just a lot of like small things where it's like I thought this was for Commander, right? It's just weird. I just don't like that aspect. Like where Pokemon is. I don't want to see Magic become Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I was okay with the serialized cards. I still kind of am, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't like the further and further conventionizing of Magic, right? I don't like the whole point is to come and look at shiny cardboard that you could one day own if you're lucky enough.
Yeah. That's why Grand Archive is so refreshing because I know I don't even want to try to foil out my deck because like I don't want to take out a third mortgage on my apartment.
Right. I just want to see like I want to go to a GP and then the reward of like, oh, because you came out to this tournament, we're gonna like do a sand sculpture of the Scarab God and spoil like half of Hour of Devastation live at the GP, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be going to a like live spoiler show and it's like, oh yeah, and if you guys want for an extra $150, you can bounce around in the ball pit over there. That's what this new GP feels like. These are just my thoughts. We can cut this and leave it.
They're gonna be a ball pit. I might be invisible.
There's a ball pit. You better believe.
What do I do to get 5 more in the ball pit?
You have to play a deck that is only power level 4.
Okay.
You have to play 6 Nazgul because if you read the Cimmerillion, you know that Tom Bassel Bath Song of the Cimmerillion only actually made 6 Nazgul that looked like 9. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you are onto something with just like there may be just more events, right?
Oh yeah, the question we were answering.
Yeah, the question you're answering. I think there need to be more events, but also at the same time, I think like, look, the modern diehards just need to get off their own dolphin noises. Like
dying. All right, well, I mean, we got to cut some of that.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't make that joke.
Okay, but realistically though, like I think one of the biggest issues is that, for whatever reason, modern players are afraid that Pioneer is coming to get them. They saw how like, yeah,
like
they're too much on the cope. If they bought in hard, and they can't go anywhere else now.
the problem is Pioneer is what like 2016 Modern was.
Exactly. It's the same people who are hating on Modern are the same people talking about how great that Modern era was that feels exactly like Pioneer now. And it is so infuriating.
That is the ultimate thing that I feel like it was like the legacy players who were like, well, Legacy is a much more interactive format, even though there's free spells, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to man up and buy your dual lands at $100 a dual land, right?
Yeah.
Those players are now the Modern players somehow. It all goes cyclical. We only move backwards, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's happened, is that the people who played in Modern's prime are now upset about Pioneer, which is now Modern's prime.
Yeah. The only problem is we don't have a massive organized play structure to revel in it.
I really do think, though, that Snapcaster could move to Pioneer easy.
It might, you know.
Like, I'm just saying, it's about time, right? Liliana did nothing, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I think we're pretty close to a point where Goyf, Confidant, and Snapcaster could move to Pioneer in the next couple of years, and they would be good cards. They would not dominate the format.
I can see it.
And we would have just the good old days of Modern, but in Pioneer. And it would be great. Yeah. So that's what I think. Did that answer your question?
Like, I think the big thing is, like, you know, you're talking about Snapcaster, right? Like, there isn't like a good Mana League equivalent for Snapcaster to flash back right now. And that's like why Snapcaster was like you're flashing back, you're getting Lightning Bolt, you're getting Mana Leak. Right. We don't have that cheaper effective. Like, sure, if you flash back, you get Fiery Temper, it maybe does 3 to a creature. Like, sure, that's good, right? The counters you're flashing back are going to be like 3 to quench, or 2 to quench, or like 3 for a hard counter.
Lofty Denial.
What, are you going to play Snapcaster in your Spirits deck?
Yeah, it's Flash.
It doesn't have flying.
Giada will get him.
All right, you got me.
I'm just saying, like, I think Snapcaster would be good. I think Confidant would be good.
Yeah.
You know, Confidant is like, if you play Confidant...
Confidant Orzhov Humans?
I'm just saying, like, if you play Confidant, you can't play Delve spells, right?
Yeah.
So, like...
No, I'm putting Confidant Orzhov Humans.
I think
the most we're taking is at 3 off Vadaline.
Right, exactly. It'd be sick. These cards would be good. I don't think they would warp the format around them.
No.
And I think that, like, we're at the point now where, like, we could just put the good cards from old Modern and let Modern be its own sinking ship of Horizon's power.
Yeah. There are some cards I'd be worried about, like, I don't want Aether Vial in Pioneer.
No, sure, yeah. I'm not saying, like, every card in Modern can move to Pioneer. I'm just saying that these specific cards, that, like, specifically the cards that used to be, like, $40 cards.
The cards that still don't see play post Horizons.
Right. Like, Goyf sees some play in literally a deck called Boomer Jund.
Jund, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's not good, right? Like, so... And only because, like, it doesn't die to Ren at 6.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's just Modern. I don't know.
Goyf could be one bigger in Pioneer because of battles.
It's true. Goyf can be one bigger because of battles in Pioneer.
All right. Well, raise hell, praise Dale, and thank you to Patreon supporters at Crew3, patreon.com/Crew3MTG. Be sure to check it out so I can buy Ragavans for next season.
Oh my god.
All the way doesn't go to Ragavans. Anyway, that will do it for this week. Ricky, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at also Steve on Twitter, and I promise I will get back to Twitch streaming.
There we go. You can find me at Crew3 Podcast, and again, rehosting stuff on our YouTube channel, Crew3MTG on YouTube, and that Twitch channel is also Crew3MTG. Hopefully, we're going to get Ricky back on the Twitch, and I'm going to get stuff rolling again with Chris on the YouTubes, and we'll have all kinds of content for you wonderful, great folks. Speaking of YouTube, if you missed the wrestling stream during Dallas, the VODs for that are going to be up on YouTube today as the episode airs for everyone. So be sure to go check that out if you missed that. The wrestling streams are always one of my favorite things to do that we do every few months. So be on the lookout and go check that out. Obviously, volume audio mixing is a little awkward in a convention center, but it's always a lot of fun still, and I can't wait for the next wrestling stream And yeah, we'll catch you all with all sorts of fun new content coming out soon. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.